Welcome to my WOW video tutorial. This is Mary Fish with Stampin' Pretty and StampinPretty.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I sell these beautiful coordinating Stampin' Up! Products 24/7 on my blog, StampinPretty.com. I also do daily blog updates, so please subscribe. There's a free PDF tutorial as well as my newsletter that comes out each month. On today's card, which was a masculine happy birthday card for my brother-in-law, I want to show you how I created these birch trees. And you'll note that they have sort of a sepia look to them that I learned a very simple technique from fellow demonstrator and friend Mike Funky. So we're going to talk about how to line those up as well as get that cool look that you can do in many different ways. And I wanted to share with you my inspiration from our house. It's a home decor magazine, and you can see where that birch tree idea came from. A couple of little tips about this, and there are full details on my blog and in the description on YouTube. This is our Wood Textures Designer Series paper. It is one of the best instant wow backgrounds. And then I've got a few greens that I cropped with the foliage frame dies, and then this cute little leaf trinket in silver. And this is our braided linen, I don't know if they call it ribbon or twine, but it's really cool. Really, really cool. So I am going to move on. And this is the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus. I'm going to turn off the light so that you can avoid a little glare. It's going to get a little darker for a second, but hopefully the glare will be gone for you. And I want to show you, this is the full stamp set where the birch trees are from. It's called Winter Woods. It's in the Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. It's fantastic. Not only do you have the birch stamp, but you've got rows of classic trees that you could do literally year round. You've got a great evergreen, a bough, a pine cone, a nice sentiment. And I didn't use the coordinating dies, but I have used them so often. If you purchase them together and get that wow effect from having both, you save 10%, which I think is a really cool thing. This is the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus. It's a stamp positioning tool. You can use it for mass production. You can use it for 2-step and 3-step and 4-step stamping. I use it every day. This has become my go-to clear block for everything. And I want to show you one reason why today is because I can get great placement with it. So I took the birch tree die, and I'm now using, we now offer some perfectly sized grid paper for the Stamparatus that helps not only to protect the surface below, it also has grid marks. So it just really adds to your ability to line up. The plates also have grid lines, which may be difficult for you to see, but I like having as many references and guides as I have. Now with my Stamparatus, I actually need, even for red rubber stamps, I add a magnet pad below so that I can really get a nice tight fit between the cardstock and the paper in this hinged corner, because I think it's really critical for lining up and getting that precise placement, which is truly my favorite thing about the Stamparatus. So I'm going to start out. I want to make sure that the kind of more dense end is the base of the trees, and I'm going to make sure that that's at the bottom. I'm going to start right in the corner. The other beautiful thing about the Stamparatus is that it's forgiving. So if this first stamp is less than perfect, I can stamp it again. And I am stamping very close to the edge, but that's where I want to start, and I want to work my way out. So I'm going to really give it a good push. And I have this stamp case, basically a DVD size container, below, because I think it makes this more level and flat. So I think that worked really well. And I'm going to use my Simply Chamois just to give it a quick little wipe. You don't want to get it too wet. And then I'm going to, again, make sure that everything is tight into the corner. I'm going to push up to the top and then just slightly overlap this tree, okay? And I'm just gonna keep doing that, oops, as I build out. Very important, this is gray granite cardstock. I did that. You can do crumb cake and you can experiment all you want. But I did gray granite because that looked the most like that look in my catalog. And then soft suede is the ink. And Mike Funky used that on his project as well, the soft suede. And you'll see in a minute just why I'm such a fan of this simple, simple, simple technique. So just a little cleanup with my Simply Chamois. And then I'm gonna again push up to the top, just slightly overlap that birch tree. And I also kind of make sure that it's fairly square. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is nature. And it can be slightly less than perfect, like it would normally be. And then make sure you get good ink coverage and good press. Good press. Because there's a lot of area, surface area that you're transferring. But you can see how this is working. Let's do one more and then I'll show you the technique. Because ultimately I'm gonna cut this piece down to a 3x3 square. Okay, so let me just do this one last time. I'm gonna need to move my magnet. Just gonna move it over in here. And I'm gonna press this up to the top, and then slightly overlapping the birch. And then making sure it's fairly square. And that will be my last little tree. I love this stamp for backgrounds. I think it's great for masculine, and great for winter, great for that whole Northwoods trend. There you have it. Isn't that amazing? And if any of these had come out slightly less than perfect, I can just, boom, re-stamp it as long as I have everything snug and tight in the corner. So I'm gonna pull this off. And then, since I got grid paper, I'll just leave the grid paper here. And you'll see that I can remove this. I'm gonna turn the light back on so that I can see just a little bit better. And I'll move the box too, so we don't have the glare. I'm gonna bring this down here. So I'm using an aqua painter and a tiny bit of water. And look how simple this is. I am just literally going to add the tiniest bit of water, just right, that's it guys. I'm not even squeezing. And it just moves the color so you just get that warm, glow off of the ink moving. And you can go back over these again if you want a more dramatic look. I wouldn't even squeeze. Mine has just a tiny bit too much water on it in my opinion, but it's going to work. You can see that coming up really pretty. I'm gonna give it a little bit more. And again, as you go over the other ones, you're picking up a little bit of ink as well. But it gives that really warm, rustic look that I'm just nutso about. And these birches are so easy because they're just sort of straight up and down. I'll do one more, and then I'll bring the card back so that you can see. Doesn't need to be perfect, okay? There you go. And that will dry and look amazing. And like I said, I'm gonna crop it to a 3x3. So I'm not worried about anything that happens up here or down here because it's gonna get sized down. And then this is the final look. So thank you for joining me for my wow video tutorial. Please, I love your comments. If you wanna leave me a comment or question in the area below YouTube, I will get back to you promptly. So again, you can shop for these products on my blog, stampinpretty.com. Thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something new. Bye-bye.